Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Baston, and joining me yet again is co-host Jason Juggling J. Ford. We have a lot to talk about today, Jay. We're not going to make fun of me playing any sport this weekend. But let's get a message from our sponsor because there's plenty to talk about. So we'll be back after this message.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, as I said, plenty to talk about. Overnight, Bermuda Olympian Tucker Murphy competed in New Zealand in an international cross-country skiing event, finished 24th. He's preparing for the upcoming Winter Olympics, trying to qualify. 24th, a good time. His first or second event of the year, but he's in that phase where it's time to put your head down and really qualify. Closing qualifying dates for Winter Olympics, I believe, is January, with the games due to start in February. So I know it's him and Matthew Lejour trying to qualify for Bermuda in Winter Olympics in 2 different events, but albeit cross-country skiing. Tucker Murphy says he trains on the beach with skis on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and that's, but just think about it. We are blessed to be surrounded by the beach. And the beach is not only used for just training for that. Many other sports use that beach because it's one of the best resistance training you can get next to water. And it's not as taxing on the knees or the joints. So you find a lot of athletes. I could tell you, we talked about it last year with PAC being fit. Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
Players will know what I'm talking about. Running up and down the hills, the dunes at Horseshoe Bay and Warwick Long Bay. But that's the resistance training he's going to need, and he's got to somehow try to simulate those type of I can't say those conditions because we're never going to see snow.
No.
Ever.
Not on our shores.
Not on our shores. But the resistance that he's going to get from the sand is probably more resistance he would get from the snow.
Right.
So this is something that he's had to improvise, and he knows the type of shape. Like I said, when you get into that mode of I've got to get time, your focus, your tunnel vision. So you're trying to outdo yourself every day, and the only thing you just hope that on the day of qualifying or the day of competing, you can get those times you're looking for.
10K. The last Winter Olympics that he done in Sochi, Russia, the ice the snow was really, really soft, and it became a problem because it was one of the hottest Winter Olympics they ever had, and it really became a problem. The reports out of New Zealand was it was cold, the ice was hard, which allowed for good times.
Right.
And anyone doing a 10K would know if you're not picking up and putting down your feet, you're basically sliding, but you're using your arms and your legs to pull yourself along, push yourself along. Becomes a taxing challenge on the body. He was able to manage it. He has another event, a 15K, in 2 days' time. But let's see how he makes
Recovers.
out. Yeah, because you got to quickly recover. Do some stretching, and we all know about that.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later.
Just to make sure that his body and his mind is in shape for a 15K 2 days after doing a 10K, because we all know that there aren't too many athletes that would turn around and do a 15K 2 days after doing a 10K, competition-wise.
And that fitness level that it's going to take and require, he's going to need plenty of rest.
Yeah.
Between now and then, plenty of rest.
Well, we'll stay internationally because we have 2 groups of sailors, actually 3 total sailors competing overseas. We have Raquel Evans competing in Hungary, Cece and Mikey Woolman competing in France, in both of them in championships, one in the NACRA 17s, that's Cece and Mikey, and in the Finn Gold Cup is Raquel Evans. Let's get the report from those two events thus far. Bermuda pair CC and Mikey Woolman continue to compete in the NACRA 17 World Sailing Championships going on in France. The Woolmans came off the water on day 2 in 22nd place, overall down 7 spots from their starting position of 15th as the provisional results have been posted. On day 2, the Woolmans recorded finishes of 11th in the first race and the 4th of the series. They then finished 16th in the second race and 22nd in the third to finish with 51 net points. A total of 117 sailors, including Bermuda's Raquel Evans, took to the waters for day 3 of the Opal Finn Gold Cup sailing event in Hungary. The day saw tricky wind conditions that caused a few more high scores. Evans started the day in 68th with 254 points. He came off the water in 67th with 301 points. This after finishes of 89th in the first race of the day and the 5th of the series, and his best finish thus far, which was 48th in the second race of the day.
Well, Jay, Rai Simons, there was talk some time ago for us that he's no longer a Chesterfield player. We had an update because I got a chance to speak to Rai just prior to him going back. He went back to the club, but this time the director, Ashley, I can't remember his last name, but he said that there will be no contract offered. Rai has been at the club training since his injury. Got a chance to speak with the manager or the director of media and communications to get the full story, because we saw what the director had said, that Rai had turned down an offer from the club and they went looking elsewhere. As the head of media and communication said, it's a business for them. We talked earlier. It is a business for these clubs. A lot of people look at it as football, but it's a business, and they have to protect themselves. If a player decides they want to go elsewhere or want to look elsewhere, the club quickly has to put things in place, because the game for them and the business still goes on.
Yeah, it's a hard balance, and let's first take the player out of it, because sometimes the player is being represented by somebody else. So sometimes the negotiations might go in a way that's not in the favor of a player.
Right.
I don't know if that happens to be the case with this situation, but we talked about it's very similar with Naki. When he turned down the offer from Huddersfield.
Right.
So, being that said, once you turn that decision or that contract down, the club is not going to just say, okay, we're just going to sit around and
that's right,
wait for something to happen.
Huddersfield done the same thing.
Huddersfield went and got strikers.
Yeah. And so did Chesterfield. And got strikers.
Now, Rai's team, and I say team, decided they wanted to go back, and by that time, too late.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Too late.
Because they had filled their quota for the money, the funds that they were allowed to spend.
And you got to remember these because of the business side. A lot of these small clubs are restricted in the funds that they don't have. They don't have the funds, so they are very, very meticulous of how they buy, when they buy, and if they buy.
Right.
But that's not to say that that's the, Rai's he's got age on the side.
Very young.
He's got age on the side, and I think the main thing for Rai, and I'm glad he's out there training with them, is recovering from the Achilles injury, because that is a very serious injury.
Yes.
So, like Naki, just get fit. Your talent will show.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you'll be picked up by somebody.
Yeah. Well, Jay, let's get the interview with the Chesterfield head of media and communications.
Mr. Nick Johnson, the head of media and communications at Chesterfield Football Club, we understand that Rai Simons has been training with Chesterfield, but according to the director of Chesterfield, Mr. Ashley Carson, he will not be offered a contract. What is the situation?
Well, as you're aware, Rai suffered an injury last season which ruled him out for some months, and as a duty of care, the club offered Rai the opportunity to come here and receive some treatment and also help with his rehabilitation, and also he's been training with the club. So that's the position we're at the moment, that Rai has been back at the Proact Stadium to do some training with the first team squad.
Okay, it was. What about a contract? What is the latest with that? Because Mr. Carson has been quoted as saying the deal is done. That's that he had turned down the offer of a new contract at the end of last season.
Yes, as I'm aware, the situation was that Rai was offered a contract last season, which was turned down, and subsequently the manager Gary Caldwell made his plans for the new season, this season, with a number of players moving out of the club and obviously a large influx of players. And so he assembled his squad, and as it stands at the moment, he is up to his budget on his playing stats. So at the moment, there is no room for manoeuvre in the transfer market because of the budget being spent on the players that are now at the club.
Will Rai be allowed to stay and train with the club while he's in search of a new club, or an opportunity is opened up at Chesterfield?
I'm sure that for a period, certainly, that Rai will be welcome to train with the club, and the club will do all that it can to help Rai with his rehabilitation and his bid to regain full fitness. So I'm certain that he will be given all the help possible to regain full fitness and help him on the road back to first team football.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, just to stay with the sport of football, this coming weekend on Sunday at Bernard Park, 3 p.m., we'll feature Round two of the Dudley Eve. We'll see, I think, Robin Hood playing Somerset. And then at 5 is PHC and Devonshire Cougars. We got an opportunity to see those 4 teams in action this past weekend because Robin Hood played PHC in a charity. And then Devonshire Cougars played Boulevard and Somerset played North Village. Of the 2 games, I think the most important one for the day will be the Devonshire Cougars PHC, for the Devonshire Cougars' sake, because they ended in a 1-1 draw with the Boulevard Blazers. So they're going to want to get another point.
They need a victory. They need a victory.
So if they're not going to want to, or hopefully not going to want to lose, if they do go down, hopefully it's the odd goal, but then you have to wait to see what PHC do with Boulevard the following week. So you have to mathematically work things out. For Somerset, it's trying to get some pride back. They lost heavily to North Village.
Well, you know what? I done some research a little while ago. Well, Somerset, a few years ago, the year they actually won the league.
Yes.
You know, they took a whaling in the Dudley.
In the Dudley, yeah. It was, I think, it was 6. Yeah, 6 now. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But ended up winning the league.
Yes.
That year. A lot of different circumstances, a lot of different players.
Yeah.
But
the talent pool
a little bit different.
And we can recall that particular year, things worked out in their favor because they had the second half of the season, their majority home games.
Yeah.
So,
well, you could say it was a disadvantage in the first half of the season because majority of the games were away.
But they were nights.
And they were nights.
Yeah, which allowed them to but they went under the radar for the first half of the season.
That's so. In saying that, I don't put too much into early season because you can catch teams.
But here lies the difference. Nowadays, youngsters, when they lose, it's soaking. it's head dropping. Times have changed from what would have boosted that team years ago,
would have
motivated them.
Yeah,
and remember, that was the time that in the background was Dennis Brown. Yeah, a big influence on a lot of those youngsters.
Well, we will see. It's all right. It's one game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put much stock into one game.
No.
No matter if it was 4-0. I'm not gonna put much stock into it.
Well, we'll evaluate it on Tuesday after Sunday's game.
Probably still won't put much stock into 2 games. Nah, you got to the end of October and it's still taking 4s and 5s. But then I'm pushing buttons, waving flags. I'm calling up to Mr. Mabry, who's the president. I'll be calling, making a personal call and say what is going on up at Silver City.
Well, it'll be brass by that time. But I do want to say I got a chance to see they have a young goalkeeper, 16 or 17 years old. Made some fantastic saves early in the match. Unfortunately conceded 4 goals, but speaking to a few people, he was still in it.
And that's, see, sometimes when you have those new guys, debutants, they don't have the history. They don't know the history.
Right.
So they just glad they're playing, and it falls off the back because they just want to be in the 16, let alone in the 11.
Yes.
So it does work out sometimes when you have, I might as well say, a naive player.
Yeah.
He's naive to all the other stuff that we're talking about.
Right.
That doesn't go through his mind.
Right.
No. At that age, you could probably succumb to pressure a lot easier. Too.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember the first time you played your first senior cricket match?
Of course.
What was the night before like?
I can't tell everybody. My day was a little bit different. I don't follow my steps. Because I didn't go straight home.
The night before?
No, I didn't. Well, I'll be honest. I didn't. And folks will know me, I didn't. I wasn't that player.
Was that the way of getting your nerves out?
Or
that was a norm?
That was a norm.
Oh, boy.
And I was always taught to do what you do.
Yeah. Don't change it up.
Don't change. Your body might not like it. But I'll tell you, warm-up, I probably used to have one of the most vigorous warm-ups going.
Right.
And at those days, we wore sweaters.
Right.
And I'll be soaking wet before 10 o'clock. So whatever was in my system
was on the field.
It was on the field prior to the match.
Yeah. I can only imagine what the youngsters go through.
But that's different for everybody.
Yeah.
I loved the challenge. I literally loved it.
Right.
That didn't really get really nervous because I loved the challenge.
Right.
Like let's go.
Yeah. That's how
I love fast bowling.
Right.
At that age, I'll go. Because at that age, when you come into a big team like that, you're never going to get a hit.
Right.
So if you're scared to pick up the bat, you're never going to see.
You get bypassed. Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah. Sure.
So that mentality is a little bit different from somebody who's because I think personally, if you just think about it too much, especially young like that, all these other things come into play.
Yeah. So true.
All these other things come into play and try to play this perfect game, this perfect thing, because you're thinking about what the coach said, what your mama, your daddy said, your uncle said. Then you get to the game, you got the fans talking. You're confused.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know what? Yeah, cool. I'm going to play.
Right.
No, the coach gonna have to deal with me afterwards.
Yeah.
But that's so. It all depends on how each individual approaches the game.
Yeah. Being raw in cricket, Darray Rollins.
Yes.
Playing Sussex Seconds against Middlesex Seconds. It was supposed to be a 3-day match. It's now turned into a 4-day match because they had a rain out. They both agreed that they would extend the match an extra day. They probably won't need the extra day because Sussex right now are 204 with 6 wickets in hand, and another 200 runs first session and a half, and get at Middlesex, they might only need till lunch tomorrow to end the match.
One thing I've noticed with Delray and his progression, we talked about it. He's been given the opportunity to really shine. Coming into the season, hopefully that he'll make the 11,
Right.
the first team 11.
Yeah.
Coming in, batting in down the order, 5 or 6. Then they moved him up to 3. Now it's even opening.
Yes. Yeah. Confidence building.
Confidence building. Hardy got the ball.
Yeah.
He's getting the ball now.
Yep.
So they've actually put a lot of faith in Delray, and he's producing. Obviously, he would like to produce a lot more.
Right. But he's getting them good starts.
But he's getting good starts.
Yeah. Got 8 in the first inning. Conditions were horrible. At 85 for 6.
We talked about the weather.
After 23 overs. So obviously the weather played a part. Went to bat yesterday. 26 off 30. 3 4s to 6. Conditions, as we know in England, you're gonna get swing. You're gonna get, But when you see boundaries, and probably, as he said, they weren't Knicks. And one thing, the other thing that's in his favor, left-handed.
Yes.
And a lot of guys struggle to build to left-handers.
Yeah.
Even the swing builders, because 9 times out of 10, you're taking it away from the right-hander, so you're swinging it in to the left-hander. You don't take the ball the other way.
Let's be real. It comes down to numbers.
Right.
There's more right-handed people in this world.
Oh yeah.
Than left-handed people.
Oh yeah.
So that carries on throughout all the sports.
Right. Yeah.
And I can tell you, in every sport, the left-handed or left-footed player is always valued.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Because it gives it, like you just said, it gives a different strategy. We could talk squash, we could talk tennis, we could talk whatever. It's a different strategy that player boxing.
Right. Oh yeah.
Softball.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
It's a different strategy that you've got to come up against. And if you're not used to, if you don't have left-handers, or you're not training or sparring with left-handers, then it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. So now, what happens when we told him with Somerson's cup match, they have a lot of left-handers.
Yeah.
That's very abnormal. You don't see that.
Right. Yeah.
But until you play with them, it ain't, and eventually, and now to his benefit, he sees a lot of right-handed bowling.
Yes. Yeah.
He doesn't see that much left-handed bowling.
Right.
So, that's where you try to combat that. But it'll be interesting to see. How he finishes out the year.
Yeah. Well, this is their last game.
It's the last game, yeah.
But obviously, he's the England under 19s, under 23s. They're looking.
Yeah.
They have tours coming up. He's in the full for them.
But it's coming to the end of the season, and it's going to be interesting how he finishes and what's the store for the next season, because now he's got everybody's eyes watching.
Yeah. And remember, his season started off with a tour to India, and he lit up the roof. And he's looking to end the season on a high as well. So but Jay, on Tuesday, Bermuda, development team.
Yes, that's the word you're supposed to use.
Development team.
Yes, played another high performance team.
Yes. Came out with a 1-run victory.
Oh man, the boys. I don't care how you make it, how you get it, but you win. Okay. When a team doesn't get 11 runs in the last over, and you win, you win. I don't care how
they
we
needed
did
11 to tie, 12 to win.
Yeah. They didn't get it.
They only got 10.
They only got 10, but that's it. You didn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, it's a tour that obviously you can see with the experience of Janera Tucker, the Unstoppable, the likes, but also Shari Smith, Jordan Smith, and these guys, the youngsters. So you need sometimes we've made the mistakes in the past where we just send a bunch of youngsters.
You gotta mix it up.
You gotta mix it up, and I think the singers that were available for this tour is the ideal singers to go.
Yeah.
The ideal singers to go. Me personally, I probably would like to see if he was available. Dean Martis, remember him going on the last tour, and I've heard many players who went on that tour who never knew Dean like that.
Right.
What Dean brought to the game and the clubhouse, and keeping those guys focused.
Right.
To help our younger Kira, Bascom, and the likes of these guys. So in saying that, but with Nehru and these guys, they've been around the world.
Yeah.
And they show their talent. I mean, it doesn't matter. I keep telling, talent transcends wherever you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kamal once again, being Kamal.
Yeah.
You know, need some more out of Trey and Taryn.
Yes.
Because they haven't really done too much on the international stage for a little while now. So we need to see more out of them, especially with Taryn now taking up the duties of captain.
Right.
So obviously it's going to be added responsibilities on him, but hopefully it doesn't take too much away from his game.
Well, let's look at it. It must be a different challenge for him because he's not skipper of Bailey's Bay,
right.
so he's not doing it on a regular basis. And then internationally, you take over the leadership of all these guys. Wouldn't you like to see him possibly lead or get the experience of leading? Locally.
Yeah, but I mean, if you are going to do it, you do it now.
Right.
In this game, you do this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the injury of OJ Pitcher, because he's taken over from OJ Pitcher.
Right.
So I mean, if you're going to do, and he was vice captain.
Yes.
Of OJ. So you don't want to just say, okay, well, you've been vice with OJ, and now
we're going to bring somebody else in.
We're going to bring somebody else in. I don't think that would have been a good way to go about it. This is the best way, and it is a high performance game. So it's not for any marbles.
Right.
Realistically.
Right.
So this is the time where, and the ideal thing is he has the likes of Gennaro and Dion and these guys who will work with him.
Right. Right.
You know, these guys will probably know some of the youngsters or some of the players from Canada, so they can work with them a little bit. So if there is I'd rather them do it now than get into a game that means something.
Right.
And it's fresh.
All new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember the last tour they went on, he couldn't go. Broke his finger. Yeah. So the eve of the game, the eve of the tour.
Yeah. Up at
National
Sports
Center.
Center.
Yeah. Slid into the boundary rope.
Yeah.
And deal done.
Yeah.
But you know they have another match earlier today and another match tomorrow, so we'll see how that pans out. To see how they finish that tour. But our national women's hockey team found out who they'll be playing in Jamaica. But they knew who they were playing. They just released the schedule of the games that will take place in November 5th through to the 12th. A lot of hockey to be played in a short space of time. They just finished a bunch of matches against colleges. They're getting ready to go into their season. But I think they're going to need more of those repetitious matches as it gets closer to make sure that their fitness is up, stamina is up. It's one of those things. And
we also got to keep it in the mindset that we're still talking about, we spoke of the last show, but heat.
Yes.
In November, Bermuda will not be hot.
No.
November in Jamaica will be hot.
Yes, indeed. And they're playing, their first match is 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so it's gonna be something that hopefully, I'm not sure when they're gonna leave here to go down to Jamaica and get acclimatized. But I'm hoping.
Flying. They're on the 4th.
Yeah, I know. But they probably need to get down there at least 5 days prior to at least try to get 1 or 2 matches in under those conditions.
Yeah.
Practice matches.
Well, let's get the schedule for the women's national hockey team who will take to the pitch in Jamaica for the CAC qualifiers. The Bermuda women's qualifying schedule for the Central American and Caribbean Games 2018 has been released. Bermuda will play 6 games in 8 days with only the 2 finalists qualifying for the 2018 CAC Games hockey that will take place in Colombia. Bermuda travels to Jamaica for the qualifiers and will go up against Guatemala, Guyana, Panama, Puerto Rico, and host Jamaica. Bermuda will face Puerto Rico on November 5th. They will then face Guatemala the next day. November 8th, Bermuda will go up against Panama before facing Guyana on the 9th. After a day off, Bermuda will face Jamaica in their final group match with the playoffs scheduled for the next day.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Warm up. Warm up.
Warm up.
Today is Thursday.
Yes, today is Thursday.
Stretch.
Been doing
Today.
that. Been doing that.
Jumping jacks.
I know what that.
Okay, you can continue.
I'm gonna save all the energy I
No,
have.
you continue.
That's it, me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's my turn now. Sunday, the Bermuda Netball Association will be having their celebrity netball event.
Yeah, please show up on Sunday.
Cedar Bridge Academy. Definitely show up. It's going to be a celebrity netball / comedy show starring the likes of Earl Basden.
Well, first, let me correct you. Because it's Saturday at Bermuda College.
I'm sorry. See, they would have came late.
Wow, that's what.
No. It's Saturday at 7 o'clock. Saturday at 7 o'clock at Cedar Bridge, Bermuda College.
Yeah, Bermuda College.
You would've, I was trying to help you out.
Well, I'll
here.
tell you what. You show up Sunday at Cedar Bridge, and my intro will be straight on Saturday.
I got this all. So it'll be Saturday at the Bermuda College at 7 o'clock. Now, I'll be hosting. So you know what that means. If anybody's came to one of the Hiscox celebrity cricket tournament, you know I might have a lot to say. I've been advised that all the celebrities will have a theme song. So can you tell your fans, because this is Islandstats, you know, what is going to be your theme song?
I really want silence.
Eye the Tiger?
I really want silence.
Superman?
Silence.
Silence?
Silence.
Well, it's not going to be silent. I can promise you. They tell me they're gonna have some fireworks. I know I got something special for you guys to come out to, so I can't wait. Do you wear a headband and 2 wristbands, a 1 knee brace, 2 knee braces? I mean, I'm trying to get this picture.
I will be wearing a thigh pad.
Ladies and gentlemen,
2 actually to keep the Bengay in.
Go on social media to Bermuda Netball Association. You see all the celebrities who will be participating. And I wish them all luck. I wish them all luck.
No, you don't.
Oh, do I? I hope they come out of this unscathed and able to talk about it the next day. Don't call in sick Monday, because it's only going to make it worse for the next show. So, ladies and gentlemen, until the next show, my name is Jason. This is Earl. Take a good look at him now, because it might not be in the same condition when we get back. Good night from the Digicel Sports Show.